Welcome back, everybody. Today will be our last session. We will be wrapping up our Sitayan, the untold story of Sita. So last where I left was that our character Ansuya, who was previous birth Minakshi, was talking to Ajit, her future husband, near the Saryu bank. So when she came back home after talking to Ajit, her father was there. And so her father said, I assumed you met Ajit today. So how did you like him? So first, Ansuya says that I was very upset with my father because he did not tell me the truth that Raja Ram, King Ram, actually, had a proposal to get her married, and how he knew a little bit about her previous birth, so she could ask different questions to Soma. But after meeting Ajit, that little bit grudge that she had against her father had dissolved. So she's not upset with her father anymore. So at this point, it didn't matter anymore that he had withheld the details from me of my meeting with Shri Ram. And she says that what is not done, I cannot stay over the past. So that's another lesson that we should learn from this. We should not dwell over the past and move on with our lives. For even today's life, that we should follow this lesson. So the father says to Ansuya, there is something that I want to tell you about Ajit's grandmother. So Ansuya says, Ajit already mentioned that that his grandmother was very poor. So father says, no, she was not poor. That's his childhood perception. So now the father is trying to tell Ansuya the real story about Ajit's grandmother, who Ajit's grandmother was. And she was a woman who was greatly esteemed in the community. Her father was well established. Her husband had died early and left her alone to raise the son, Ajita's father. Okay. But after Maharaj and Maharani left for exile, this woman who was very rich, Ajita's grandmother, she took off her beautiful clothes and ornaments and adopted a very simple lifestyle. And she began everything, and she began to do whatever the Raja Ram and Sita Mata were doing in exile, living a very simple life. And she also, while the Rani was abstaining from food during the exile time, in Lanka especially, when Sita Mata was in Lanka, so she was abstaining from food, she was not eating any food. So here in Ayodhya, Ajita's grandmother, she started praying, right, for welfare of the Maharani. And she took very less food. That was only food that she was taking was enough to keep her alive. The love she displayed helped to protect not only the Maharaj and Maharani, and it also helped to protect Ayodhya. So when Raja Ram was not there, the enemies of Ayodhya thought this was the best time to attack them. But what Ajita's grandmother did was this circle of love that she had created when all these women were going to pray on Saryu and for the welfare of the Rani and the kingdom, and that the energy that they were creating, the group energy that they were creating, was helping Ayodhya as well. So even though there was Raja Ram's younger brother, Shatrughan and Bharat were there, and some other Kshatriyas, other warriors were there to protect Ayodhya from the enemies, but the love and the energy, the positive energy that these women were bringing was also very helpful to protect Ayodhya. And so Ansuya's father is telling Ansuya that this grandmother was very powerful in energies. She was a very high meditator, and she was a very humble woman. And Ajit always loved his grandmother, and she took all the good things from her grandmother. And so he also told that the idea of you getting married to Ajit was our Maharaja's idea. And the good thing about Raja Ram was he never forced anything on his people. He always instructed people. So he had also planted this idea in Ajita's father's head. Sudama was his father's name, Ajita's father's name, that you should marry your son to another administrator's daughter, and the daughter's name is Ansuya. So that was Raja Ram was doing in the last whatever Maharani could not finish while she was alive. Sita Mata could not finish. All her planning that she had in her mind, Raja Ram was completing the planning from the Sita Mata before he left his body. So what's Mata that those Mata's intention was completed by Raja Ram. So then Ansuya says to the Ansuya says that I'm really glad that I met Soma, and I learned a lot from Soma as well. So she says, I really want to meet. And so father now at this point is also interested in meeting Soma, because according to in his head is like, oh, okay, so Soma is the woman, because of her, my daughter is getting willing to get married. He doesn't know the whole story, why, what has happened and there, but he is now interested to go meet Soma as well. But due to his work plans, because he's an administrative position, right? So because of that, his their plan to meet Soma keep on postponing. And so finally, that when the time came that they went to go visit Soma, and while they were there, the father says, let me go say, give my regards to the Gurukul ashram, the ashram's gurus, before we go to the Soma's hut. Remember, Soma lived a little bit further from the ashram. She did not live in the ashram. She lived a little bit away where Sita Mata had left her body. So when they were on their way to meet Soma, there was a saint that walked past by them. You have to be very focused on this. So you don't know who this saint is, but this saint is a very important person. So keep your ears open, my friends. Okay, it will give you chills. Okay, he's the saint. While they were on their path to meet Soma, the saint stopped, and he says, "Are you going to look? Are you looking for Soma?" The mother and Ansuya. Mother said yes. So at this point, mother, Ansuya, and Ajit, three of them are walking the path to meet Soma, and the saint stops their path. Are you going to go look for Soma? She has gone home. So the mother says, at this age, she went all the way to Ayodhya. This is very far for her to travel at this age. No, lady, her true home. Seeing our confused faces, that saint just left. It was a few days back, and then he continued. He left them in confused. They were very confused. Like, what is this man saying, right? So he says now he's explaining himself. It was few days back when I heard Mata's voice calling me to hurry to Soma. I was far away from here, but I came as fast as I could. As I entered the forest, I saw two beautiful women approaching towards me, and they were both very lavishly dressed. So this man is telling all this to Ansuya, the mother, and the Ajit, right? And it was very odd for me to find two beautiful women dressed up. And I just ignored two beautiful women, and I just rushed towards Soma's hut, because that man had heard Mata's voice, Sita Mata's voice, that go near Soma. And as soon as I was rushing to go to Soma's hut, that woman again said, Sita Mata again said that you will not find, that voice said, you will not find Soma there, because I am taking her with me. And that's when that man realized that what he had heard was Sita Mata's voice. And when I went to see Soma's hut, Soma was not there, only her body was there. And Soma, and that's when I sat down and I cried, because that's when I realized that it was Sita Mata who had come to take Soma. And that person did not realize, that saint did not realize until he saw the body. Now, any guesses who that saint could be? The floor is open now. Anyone?
Hanuman?
Thank you, Shantiji. So yes, that was Hanumanji. So that's when Ansuya and Ansuya's mom realized, her mother literally froze. And at this point, Ansuya is very confused. She is crying over the loss of Soma, that, oh, I wanted one more last time to see Soma, but she did not get to see Soma. But her mother still had some awareness left in her. And she's like, her mother is like, Ajit, go find that saint, because that by then they were still confused and left, and that saint has already left, right? So the Ajit is literally running after the saint to find him, but that saint is not there. And mother says to Ansuya, he was the one who came, that left us, that fed us last night, is the same saint that again came. But Ansuya goes, but that was a shorter guy, and now this one is that last night was a taller guy. This is a short guy. So how can these two people be the same person? So mother said he was the same His size changes. I saw it that night, and again today I recognize him by the glow that emanates from his body, most unusual glow that comes out of his body. And it outshines even the brilliance of the Surya Dev, because Hanumanji is considered to be the son of Surya Dev, right? So his brilliance even outshines the Surya Dev. Do you know who it was? Both Ajit and Ansuya shook their heads. That's when mom told Ansuya that was Hanuman. He said he comes in many forms, changing so many people recognizes. In this book, Dina ma'am keeps on insisting again and again. She mentions that Hanumanji had not left his body. And I mentioned that last time in the last session also, but I have heard somewhere also in some of the other sessions in PMC that Hanumanji and some other pyramid masters are considered big masters, and they have not left the body. There are other rishis. There's another master that I hear on PMC channel. He was very close. He really worked close handy. He was in JTTP as well, Journey Towards True Path. That master had mentioned there are many masters like Hanumanji who have not left his body. And so Ansuya's mother says, I believe that was Hanuman. He said he comes in many forms, and he changes his shapes, and so people cannot recognize him. But people can only recognize him by the love he spreads, not by any one body. So did you feel the wave of love that spread over as he hurried away? So mom is trying to make them feel that, okay, I agree you did not get to meet Soma, but you saw Hanuman. That's even a blessing from Mata. Mata has designed this plan. It's more like a blessing for you two before you get married to meet Hanuman. That's like a blessing. Imagine us sitting here and getting a grace from Hanumanji. That would be a blessing in this lifetime. Hindi mein jaise bolte hain na, hamara to jeevan tar jayega. Like, we will be like pure souls. We are soul, but we will be in the third planet or somewhere. If I get to see the God in the real life, I would be so excited. Right? Excited is a very small word. So Ansuya's mother says, take the love that he has spread over us and let it be good in your hearts. So feel proud, feel blessed that Hanumanji came and gave his darshan to you guys. So don't cry over Soma gone, in a politer way. Yes, when somebody that you love, you get sad, but we should celebrate the death. That's what the mother is trying to tell Ansuya. Ajit was deeply touched by what he heard, but I was still suffering from the news of Soma's departure. I went to her hut and I sat in the meditation, and to calm myself down, and my last prayers to be with her in her where she spent so much time. So basically, Ansuya was soaking all the energies of Soma. It's always said after the soul leaves the body, they're still there for a few days, right? 13 days or something like that. So Ansuya was trying to absorb all those energies, and then this time, so Ajit then says that I am blessed that I could come and be the part of this whole scenario where Hanumanji came and blessed us. Then they came. Ajit says to Ansuya, the past has given us the present, and with a smile he says, whatever knowledge we gained in the past and is somewhere locked in our memory, we should only look ahead of us. This is another lesson that what I just said a few minutes ago. We should always let go of the past and see what the future is holding for us. And after that, they came home and they got married. Ansuya says, I lived many happy years with my husband in Ayodhya. We had 4 daughters and no sons, and with the birth of each daughter, we brought her to the sacred Saryu river and held her to the river bank, and saying, we prayed to Saryu Devi that Saryu Devi, see Sita's daughters, bless this child as you would bless Sita Mata's daughters. So Sita Mata never had a daughter, but her granddaughters, they considered her as the Sita Mata's daughters as well. And Ansuya continues and says, the kingdom was flourishing under the guidance of Maharaj Love and Kush. So at this point, Raja Ram has left his body. He had left his body long time ago. Soma had mentioned, remember, when she was telling the story to Ansuya, that how when Ramji left his body, how the description was. You can listen in the previous recordings. Ajit spent his time traveling the forest of the kingdom, making sure that human settlements was not encroaching in the territories of the animal kingdom, and for the most part there was peace between humans and animals. Because the kingdom, when the kingdoms are growing, what happens? The trees are cut, right? Animals suffer, and the trees and the dharti mata suffers, right? So that was the past. He was in the wild department of forest, in the department of love and kush, in the kingdom of love and kush. So he wanted to make sure everybody has a balance to live in. And she says, more years had passed. My daughters were very well married, and Ajit had left his physical form. I was quite old when, for the last time, I went to Saryu River. I found a quiet spot and sat down. And then the Mata's word came to her, what Soma had said in the hut. She had said, whatever you do, you have to just give the love to everybody. But Mata, how did I give love? I have done nothing. All I did was raise my daughters, had a family, raised my daughters, but I did nothing. And when she sat down near this, she was sitting down on Saryu River, and she was like, going in the life of in her past, in her life, what she had done, what Mata had expected of her. Did she created a good society? How should she, like, how did I create a society? I can say, okay, I'm doing some lessons, I'm taking classes, okay, I did this. But she, as a housewife back then, she was not doing any classes or any sessions, or no jobs. She was a housewife, because as a housewife, a lot of housewives even today, if you're not a working woman, people look at you, really, you're not you're not a working. People don't realize that working housewives have a bigger job. Sometimes people take a break from the house to come to work. A lot of people I know like that. But housewives are considered, oh, you're just a housewife. That's what people expressions are. So even back then, Ansuya is like, Mata, how did I do? All I did was got married and raised 4 daughters. How did I spread your love? What did I do anything special? So she was very confused, and she sat down with that thought in meditation near the Saryu River. A scene appeared before her, a woman struggling, a man trying to save her. So what she sees is her previous birth. She sees Minakshi in the previous birth. So now the whole story comes into her in her meditation. Her past life comes to her, and who saved her? The man that is saving is Raja Janak. So she did not know swimming. She did not know. So she was like in the first few chapters I had mentioned how she had went to wash the clothes, and her scarf starts floating, and she doesn't realize, and she gets stuck in the whirlpool, and Raja Janak comes around and saves Minakshi in the previous birth. She was confused. Then she sees Sita Mata, who was very youthful and ever so beautiful, dressed in her royal garments. Such joy flowed from her, and her beaming smile chased away any sadness the woman felt. I awoke with a start. That was me. Oh my God, Mata just showed me my past life, my last desire to recall the memory of Mithila. So now she's remembering how Mithila and everything that happened in Mithila. Thank you, Mata. My mind drifted away. How have I helped to build your society, Mata? That's what you wanted me to do, right? How did I do that? Answer me, Mata. I have done nothing but love my husband, love my children, try to help those in need. This is a key word. Even though she was a housewife, she helped those in need. So we guys, even if somebody is a housewife, we should not look at them, oh, you're just a housewife. No, they, the sanskaras that they're giving to their kids, they're helping the kids, their neighbors. I have a neighbor who's a housewife, but if something happens in the neighbor that somebody needs help, she's the first one to help. And sometimes people look at her, oh, she doesn't work. And I try to tell her that my mother was a housewife. She had other obligations. My great grandmother was there, my grandmother was there, my grandfather was there. In India they don't have old age homes. So they were doing more than not. Working women should never underestimate the power of a housewife, right? So I heard a response. All I have ever asked you is to love. That is how we create the new society. How do we create a new society? By just giving love, one based on love. So if I give love, you give me love back. That's how you create the society. And what I have learned in meditation, if someone I am giving love and they don't give me love back, just unka urja, unka energies, increase their energy so much that they love you back. Even if they don't love you back, just give them love. Sooner or later, they will come around and love you as well. Love is such infectious thing, that it contagious thing, it will the more love you give, it will come around. So my friends, you should always love anybody, because if somebody is not loving you back, that doesn't mean they're a bad person. It's just that they need extra love to bring you back. Imagine how Trijata loved Sita Mata. That was love, right? Something was there. Even though she was born in a Rakshas, in a demon birth, she still ended up loving Sita, and how her life transformed. So love, you should never say, oh, he's scheduled caste, he's poor, he's rich. That's how our love should never have any boundaries. Love should have is free energy. But on the other hand, don't let anybody abuse you. If somebody is just abusing you and mistreating you, you should not, not give them still love, but don't let them mistreat you. Don't let them abuse you. So, and that's when she got the answers of her mata, she felt that slowly the words were fading in the background and she could hear her breath in and out. One more life falls away, but all that was learned, all that was loved, love continues helping to frame and guide the new life that is to emerge. I look behind and I see long life trail of lines stretching back and beyond. What the mind can conceive, I love ahead to see how many more imprints need to fulfill themselves, flickering of light in the great ocean of being. And our Ansuya closes her eyes. So that's the ending of our untold story of Sita. It was a great pleasure to share my insight with the story with you guys all. And thank you, Meditation Magic, for giving me this opportunity to read this beautiful book to you guys. And I loved helping you and listening to you. And thank you for being good listeners and participating with me. Thank you, everyone. The platform is open for any kind of questions you guys might have.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Arunaji.
Yeah, it was so nice. Every Thursday, right? And Wednesday, I forgot.
Wednesday.
But
No
yeah,
worries.
we look forward whenever we see meditation magic. We always, join in and enjoy the beautiful, story narrated by you. Thank you very much, very, very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you so much. If anybody wants me to read it on any other platform, please contact me. I love to, I have manifested that I want to read this book 100 times. And so this completes my 10th time. So please, I would, even if you have like 2-3 friends who want to listen to this story, make a group. We can decide on a date and time, and I would want to read it. Because, the more you spread the word of Sita, basically you're spreading the love.
Really, thank you so much, ma'am. This is Kalpana again. But
Thank you. Have a blessed day.
it was really wonderful sessions which you have given. We are very happy that you are on this platform and sharing all this love for us, because in the form of Sita Mata, you are giving us all this knowledge. Thank you to you. Thank you to Dina Madam, everybody. It's such a wonderful book we have to read. And
Yes.
it's a pleasure.
Thank
Really,
you.
thank you. And
There
it's
was a
always like you will be working in the late, like it is 10:30 right now for you, and you
yes.
will be giving support to us. Thank you, thank you. It's
No, my
bottom of
day
my
starts
heart.
like more
Thank
like
you.
more. Thank you. My day starts at 4 o'clock. I'm just
Yeah.
a, I'm just a nim matra. When I say nim matra, I'm a very, I'm a very small person. It's Patri sir who is inspiring us,
Yes.
and there is another session that I conducted. If anybody is interested, what I learned from this book that I can carry forward in today's time. Divya ma'am was the one who. So if anybody is interested, you can ask Kalpana ji or me. I can share you the link. That was a very beautiful session. Basically, I took few pointers from this book, some lessons that we can even take forward in this lifetime. So if anybody is interested, that's a beautiful session that was conducted as well. That was Divya ma'am's idea.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yes, please share the link.
Thank you.
Happy to join. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Blossom ji. Thank you, everyone. I will let you guys do your meditation. It was again a pleasure and to be here. Love you all. Kalpana ji, do you have the link to that session or should I send it to you?
You can. I have that, ma'am. So I'll try to make sure, or you can send it to me. In either way is fine to me.
Okay.
I'll make sure to share with the team.
Okay. I have your number. I just posted it on that right now.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Meditation magic. Yeah, I have 603204, right?
No, madam. That is Deeksha, I believe. 8605, last 469.
80. Okay.
I'll message you, ma'am. Don't worry.
Message me and then I'll do it. Yeah, I'll send you
Yeah.
the right now. So before the session ends, you can
I'll share with
post it.
everybody.
Blossom. That's only one session, but it was a summary of the book where I took the pointers out. So it's not. That's just one session. Yes. Thank you, everyone. Again, love you
We
all.
love you, ma'am. We love you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, we'll start music.
Hi, the sound is not clear somehow.
It's not clear.
Yeah, we can't hear.
Okay, give me a minute, please.
Uh-huh.